You know, when you're new to streaming, as I am, sometimes you realize, hi, I was not streaming my camera. So it's me, it's Tony, Travels with Tony, and we are now not just live with audio, but live with video. Sitting here in my apartment in Vienna. Got back from a good speed walk about half an hour ago. Did my 10K in 122. So don't run anymore. I cycle. But in the winter, I do a lot of speed walking, and I try to get under 13 and a half minutes per mile. So that's kind of my jam in the wintertime. Lift and do a lot of walking. Um, Vanderpool is not leaving anything behind. I mean, he has opened up what seems to be a 10-second gap already. And look, we got the orange smoke out already. I mean, isn't that just so typical of the Dutch fans? You see it with Max Verstappen all the time at the Formula One races. This guy is just off the hook. He's gone. I mean, we're not even a full lap in yet. Um, and Vanderpool is just crushing it. And then you've got Lorette, the Spanish. It looks like the Spanish guy, Lorette, with number 21, was there in third, and yeah, Lorette, um, which seems to be a Catalonian name, if I'm not mistaken. So, Vanderpool, 13 seconds already up on Van Taurenhout and Lorette. Iserbeat down in 6 or 7, so he was another one of the guys I mentioned earlier. But I am not seeing Wout van Aert anywhere. So if you guys know something that I don't know about why he's on the start list. Oh, wait, there he is. In 21st, 39 seconds down. So I missed him completely when they showed the first timing earlier. So he's down in 21st. He's 39 seconds behind. A very bad start. And Vanderpool is just gone. I mean, he's riding this like it's a road race. And you can see, oh, we've now got a little switch. We got two Belgians, second and third, and Lorette already looking over his shoulder. He's in fourth and trying to figure out, if he can stay with these second and third place Belgian riders. Yeah, Van Aert, 23rd place now, so he slipped another 2 places, 42 seconds behind. I'm a little aghast. I wouldn't have thought that he would be having such a bad day. So we'll need to check this. We'll need to see if there's some injury or something that we don't know about, and kind of follow up on that later. So, by the way, gear, you can find it in the links down below. Travels with Tony t-shirts here. They're really nice. You can get them on the site, on YouTube down below the videos. They're usually down in the description under there. But back to the race here. Vanderpool, a lonely race after 6.5 minutes. So pretty cool stuff going on here. Oh, there you go. Like and subscribe. I always forget to tell you guys to do that, but it would be really great if you liked and subscribed. Um, the goal for this year is to get up to 2,000 subscribers. Maybe I should be more aggressive, say 2,500. I'm at 1,705 right now. So click those buttons, like, subscribe, help me out here. As we watch these guys running up the stairs there. We've got a bunch of 4 now, second, third, fourth, and fifth. We've got the 2 Belgian riders. We got the Spanish rider, and then we've got another Dutch rider in fifth. So here we go. End of the first lap, and we're seeing 7.5 minutes. So I don't know, like with the start, if the next laps are going to be a little longer, a little shorter. And I'm trying to see, is this, so 3K. So there we go. You can see the scoreboard up there. And we've got this group of 4. Well, one of them's fallen off. One of the Belgian riders has fallen off, and this guy's getting lapped. So I'm not sure what he's doing. Usually, if you're lapped, you don't get to start the next lap. So Lauren Swick, the Belgian rider, in second. Lieven, who's 24th. Van Torenhout 24 seconds. Lorenz now down in fifth. Thibaunis up to sixth now. And then we have a big group coming through now with 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So Elie Iserbyt down to ninth. So a rider that I really like. So hopefully he'll get it together. Wout van Aert, even though he's still losing a little time, has moved up from 23rd to 16th. And then, yeah, the rest of the guys are already falling back pretty significantly. Van der Poel just dominant right now. If he keeps this up, he's going to win by a minute and a half. So we are switching. Boy, after just one full lap and a little extra, we can see that a lot of guys went through, including those three of the second, third, and fourth rider, or actually third, fourth, and fifth, because now we have the other Belgian rider. You can see him in the top left of the corner running up the hill there. Here we go. He's now in second. I got to get his name. Yeah, Laurens Sweeck. Laurens Sweeck in second. And then Lorenz in fifth. Here comes sixth, seventh. I mean, the Belgians are on today. I mean, I think we've got, what, 5 in the top 7? We'll have to check again when we get that. So, yeah, I mean, this is turning out to be a one-man show. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more activity and excitement in the back as we go. All right. Hey, nice to see all of you here. I'm seeing from YouTube, we've got 30 folks watching. So great to see you all. We are in Lieven in northern France, south of Lille, southeast of Calais and Dunkirk. Really nice place to go visit. The northern coast of France. Normally this time of year, not so great, but today these guys lucked out. Again, the weather report saying 42 degrees Fahrenheit, which I guess is 43 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 6 degrees Celsius. Let's just switch to Celsius real quick. For our European friends, we are 6 degrees. The hourly report is showing no chance of rain. We've got 6 degrees for the next hour and a half, down to about 5. Very mild winds from the south-southeast at 10 kilometers an hour, maybe even dropping from there. So the weather is absolutely not an issue. We are looking at a beautiful day for racing. Yeah, there's a little mud in the shadow areas, but you've seen races. I've seen races where these guys are completely covered in mud. You know, they're like clearing off their glasses. They can't see what they're doing. So pretty awesome to see this kind of weather. And we got a little dust kicking up, or I wonder if that's some of those orange smoke bombs that the Dutch fans bring. So here we go. This is probably the group around second, third, fourth, and fifth. If that's the case, then Lorette from Spain has dropped off. I'm looking down here because I have a second bigger screen down here, so I know you're up there. But I'm down here looking at the bigger screen and not the streaming thing. By the way, I use StreamYard. That's not really an endorsement because it's like my second real stream. But it's a nice way to get this kind of picture-in-picture. My mic does funny things when I move it. Anyway, back to the race. Here we go. Van der Poel had a Nieuwenhuis, Van Torenhout, and Sweeck. Verstingen all within 6 or 7 seconds of each other. That's second through 7th. And then it drops a bit. Looking for Wout van Aert. He was as high as 16th. So either I missed him in that bunch from like 7th to 12th, or he's dropped back down again below 25th, which would put him almost a minute and a half behind already. So yeah, I think I must have missed him, unless he's just really off today, and he's dropping back because he started slow, and then he moved from 24th up to 16th, and now we're going to have to find out. So let's do this. We've got a let's get the live timing because we're on lap 2, and you can see. Okay, yeah, we missed Van Aert. Van Aert has made an absolute move. He is actually now up to 7th place. So on the end of the first lap and into the beginning, as we almost approach the end of the second lap already, he's made a heck of a move. He's up to 7th, and he is within 6 seconds of that group of Nieuwenhuis, Thibaut Nice, who's up to 3rd, the winner of Benny Dorm's race 2 weeks ago, Van Touwenhout in 4th, Sveek in 5th, Verstringen, Emil in 6th, Van Aert in 7th, and Toon Ertz in 8th. And Felipe Sloret has dropped to 9th. So you have 3rd through 8th place now all taken by Dutch riders, by Belgian riders. But 1 and 2 still firmly in the Dutch hands, with Van der Poel now 37 seconds up on that group of, what is it now, 7 riders. Van Aert, yep, he's within 9 seconds of second now. So maybe he had a strategy. Let's get back to the race. Maybe he had a strategy. Oh, wait, well, I didn't want to get Wout van Aert's number. He's 18, so let's keep an eye out for 18 as we watch this, because it'd be interesting to see, what he's able to do after that terrible start. That was him going up that steep hill through the tree there. So lap 2 is done. You can see in the top left corner here, I don't think my mouse is really visible, top left corner of the insert, 15:35, 15:36. That is the leader's time as he went through now onto lap 3. And there's Van Aert. Some pedal issue. Maybe he had a bit of mud clumped. Yep, I think he's got a clump in his left pedal. You can see him there now. We got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and he's 7th. And he's got the straight now. And you know what he's going to do? He's just going to work his way right onto the tail of this group. And then he's going to be able to take a bit of a rest because he has busted his ass to get up there. So in 7th now, within 5 seconds of 2nd place. So while I don't think anybody's going to catch Van der Poel anymore, but Van Aert is in prime shape to end up 2nd. I mean, he made a heck of a move there, and here we have him in full screen, full shot. And you can see, I mean, the mouth is hanging, that lower lip, but, he worked his tail off to catch up to these guys. So we shall see. There he is, sucking wind just a little bit, as we all do. All right, we got some guys going for a bike change. Is he going to go through? He's going to go through. Now let's see how many guys he can take. So 2nd is through, 3rd, 4th, 5th, yep, 6th, 7th. So he has moved up to 5th with that move by avoiding the pit stop there. Pretty good move. Going around the outside there. Yeah, so I think we will be watching him more and more as this race goes on, because, there he is, 18, the head of these 3 Belgian guys, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it's 3rd. Now he's up to 3rd. So here's the 2nd place rider, Nice. The current situation, I don't know if that's accurate. I thought I just saw 18 right up at the front there. And we know that that's Van Aert. So they still have him in 7th, but I'm not buying it. He may be up a little further now. So here we go. Is that second, third, fourth, fifth? Yeah, because there is one other Dutch guy up ahead. I keep forgetting that it's not just Vanderpool up ahead. It is, in fact, Vanderpool and who's the second guy? Oh, Thibaut Nice is now in second. So that group, yeah, um, Nieuwenhuis dropped back. He actually dropped back where it looked like for a while he was on track to stay in between the two groups, but not the case. So he's back in there. He is. He's back in the group. 13. It's getting harder to see some of the numbers because of all the mud that's getting thrown up on the back of the jerseys, and they've got their numbers pretty low, just above the waistline on their backs. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of carry. These hills are incredibly short and steep. So exciting stuff. But yeah, none of it is bad enough that they can't run. Um, but as we saw with Wout van Aert, we did see mud clumping in his bindings, in his clips early on. So yeah, we are 20 minutes in. We are on lap 3 of 8. So we're looking at probably about just under an hour. And I think that's what they tend to do. They tend to try to make these things just about an hour for the men. Um, let's take one other look at something. Try to do it on this. Oh, the big news today, by the way, actually came out yesterday. If you look at my videos from about 2 weeks ago, I did a video about the comments that Jonas Vingegaard had made about the use of carbon monoxide as a testing tool, with a lot of information about how some teams were probably using it as a performance enhancer. So yesterday, the UCI bans repeated inhalation of carbon monoxide and introduces measures to ensure participation of best teams in top tier road events. So what are they saying? Exactly. Carbon monoxide, is commonly used in sports medicine to measure total hemoglobin mass and blood volume. The new regulation forbids the possession outside of a medical facility of commercially available CO rebreathing systems connected to oxygen and CO cylinders. This ban applies to all license holders, teams, and or bodies subject to the UCI regulations, and to anyone else who might possess such equipment on behalf of riders or teams. So this is big news because it's been, when I asked Pogacar last year at the Tour de France, as I mentioned in my video last week or 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't breathe in exhaust, and I don't know what you're talking about." And then, of course, he did, and came out the next day and correctly says, "Oh no, I thought you were talking about like when we're riding, if we're breathing in fumes." And he said, "No, we use it for testing." And Vingegaard said, "Yeah, we use it for testing, but there's a lot of chatter that other teams might be using it more." So what they're talking about is repeated inhalation is what they're trying to avoid. Can cause chronic health problems, headaches, lethargy, nausea, dizziness, and confusion. Of course, it's carbon monoxide. What do you think? So that's the big news as far as the UCI and doping, anti-doping efforts that are going on right now. So yeah, I think it's important to keep track of that stuff. Um, yeah. So where are we now? We are still in lap 3 of 8, but I think we should be coming up to lap 4. Lieven, Belgium, UCI. I'm just going to bring the lap times up in another window here. So Van der Poel goes through, starts. His lap 3 time was has him at 8.55 kilometers in 23:11. So he was about 42 seconds ahead at last check. So let's see here. We've got the men. Let's get our results. Lap timing. It's 46 seconds. Let's see. That was the latest. So split check at the end of lap 3. We now have Wout van Aert in second, and he has pulled out a 2-second gap over Nieuwenhuis, Thibaut Nice, Van Tarenhout, and Zweek. And in 7th now is Verstringe. So the question now, can he make up 10 seconds per lap? I don't think so. If you look at the split times, we had Van der Poel was 45 seconds ahead of Van Aert on the first lap, 3 seconds faster on the second lap. And now Van Aert took 4 seconds back with the fastest lap on the third lap. So the question is, can he continue? All right, am I seeing this correctly? Does Van Aert have a big open tear on his left upper thigh? Did he fall in the beginning? I mean, I didn't see it in the coverage, so I don't know what happened. But he went through again, did not take a new bike, and we know about him and bike handling and his unbelievable efforts over the years. So the question for me is, did he take a spill at the start and that threw him back? So I want to get a better look at him next time he comes around because it looked like on that upper thigh, this is not him, but just below that little white patch on the waistline there on the left side, to me it looked like there was something there. It's him coming down. He was the first rider down there. So he's still got that 2-second lead over Nieuwenhuis. Joris Nieuwenhuis. You guys have to forgive me. My Dutch pronunciation or Flemish pronunciation for the Dutch and the Flemish Belgian riders is not awesome. I can read some Dutch, but I can't speak it. So yeah, we do have a bit of a split now. We've got 3 guys: Van Aert, Nieuwenhuis, and Nice. And they're kind of racing for second place. And then you've got Zweek and Van Tarenhout making up that next group. Unfortunately, Lorette of Spain has dropped all the way to 16th with second and third laps. Really not good. And Iserbeet, again, one of the guys I like, has dropped to 10th. He's had a slower second lap. Otherwise, you've seen these guys 8 minutes, 8:01, 8:09, 8:02, 8:07. I mean, they are like clockwork. I mean, they've really been, whoops, a little slip there. They've been pretty amazing in their pacing. And Van der Poel, by getting clear early, had by far the fastest lap, by over 20 seconds, the fastest lap on that first lap with a 7:24. And then maybe even the second fastest lap of the entire race at 7:41 for the second, and then 7:50, which is still faster than most people. But Nieuwenhuis had a 7:47 and Van Aert had a 7:44. So both of them were able to, and Lorette on the first lap got a 7:48, but nobody else is really lapping under 8 minutes. Verstringe has been consistent, 7:59, 7:51, 7:59. So that's good consistency, and that's why he's still right there in 7th place, but starting to lose touch. Van Aert is kind of keeping pace with Van der Poel now, but Nice has now lost 7 seconds to him. I've got the live timing up in my left screen up here, And now, as you can see over here, we've got the, where is it? Yeah, right there. So this is what you guys are seeing, but over here, I've got the chrono race electronic timing going, and I can see that Wout van Aert there ahead of Nieuwenhuis, who actually just got passed by Thibaut Nice. So this is third and fourth coming in here. But there's a 6 second gap now between Van Aert and the third and fourth placers. So um, again, we've got another bike change going here. We've got Nice actually going in for the bike change. Nieuwenhuis going through. So that's going to give him back third pretty solidly. I think actually the live timing is about 4 seconds ahead of the feed. So once again, like and subscribe. The StreamYard software is putting those things there for me. I'm not doing it. Like I said, I'm really new to streaming. So, but fun here to do this. So there we go. Van der Poel 44 ahead of Van Aert. Nieuwenhuis 50 back. Thibaut Nice 3 back. But with a clean bike, maybe he's hoping to have a quicker lap now and maybe get back into third. Yeah, otherwise the times are starting to get, the gaps are starting to get a lot bigger, and starting to see, the top 10 are, I mean, it's a minute and a half to 10th. So people within a minute, it's just the top four. People within 2 minutes, and hold on, what do we got? People within 2 minutes now are only 17 people. So yeah, it's getting really tough. People are just not keeping up with that front pack, and I don't even mean a pack. I mean this kind of second to fourth. They're all by themselves now, and then fifth through seventh are kind of by themselves, and then after that it's eighth down. There's another pack, but yeah, you can see Van Aert not really being able to get away from Nieuwenhuis. And we're seeing it, maybe he's starting to pay the toll for the effort that he made to get all the way back up through the field. Again, like we said, that first lap of 8:09, 45 seconds behind Van der Poel in the first lap, and he's only lost 6 seconds. So Nieuwenhuis giving him an absolute run for his money. So there we go. Van der Poel through the end of lap 4 in 30:51. Yeah, so actually the TV feed that we're seeing here on YouTube is actually 28 seconds behind, more or less, what I'm seeing on the live timing. So there is a bit of a broadcast delay on that. So let's watch the broadcast and not worry too much about the live timing. We can look there if we need anything specific later. But yeah, definitely a big disconnect, a big gap there, delay between things, between the feed and the video broadcast. So here comes second and third, Van Aert and Nieuwenhuis, both 51 seconds back as they go through, and Thibaut Nice 6 seconds behind them. So it's really up to him if he wants a podium. He's got to keep these two guys. You can see now he's got to keep these two guys in sight. And then Sveik is behind him, probably with about the same gap. Yeah, a little more. Sometimes these perspective views, when you see them coming down the straight, it's hard to judge the distance between people. But there it is. You've got the Nieuwenhuis and Van Aert, second and third, and you can see Nieuwenhuis again going in for a new bike. I love the pit stops. Just throw the bike away, run and get the other one, and he loses just a couple seconds, 1, 2, maybe 2.5 seconds there to Van Aert. So the question is, will he get it back now? So yeah, they're still losing. The second and third place guys are still losing about 5 seconds per lap now on Van der Poel as we finish lap 5, or we're on lap 5. Nobody's going to catch him. Let's take some of the drama out of this. Yeah, maybe you're not supposed to do that, but come on. What would have to happen for him to lose a minute in these last 3.5 laps if these guys can't get within 4 or 5 seconds per lap? They need to make up 18 to 20 seconds, at least 15 seconds per lap, maybe 18 seconds per lap if they want to catch him. So yeah, definitely a big challenge, for the other riders here to catch up. So yeah, pretty soon Van Aert won't even be within a minute. He has really taken it to Nieuwenhuis now. Now, even though Nieuwenhuis got the new bike, Van Aert decided he was going to push on and try to gap him a bit, and he's done it by about 5 seconds now. You can start to count through as we go through the trees here. Around that corner, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is head of the race again. Yeah, we weren't going to say, but I guess it's about 5, 6 seconds now from Van Aert back to Nieuwenhuis. Yeah, Van der Poel just looks so smooth. Still trying to wait to get a good view of Van Aert's left hip. See him running up here. There we go. Oh, he's building that gap. 1,000, 2,000. I think he's got about 11 seconds on Nieuwenhuis now, and Thibaut Nice is really trying. He took the other side of the hill there. I think he's trying to make a run at third here. So here's Van Aert. Do we even get to see that left hip now? Yeah, look, it is torn open. It's torn open, and we're going to have to see if afterwards during the interview stage, if we're going to find out whether or not that was what it was, because I haven't seen anything. I haven't been listening to the feed over here. But yeah, he got torn up. So I think he crashed maybe into the first turn, and that's what sent him back. So that'll be something. I'm going to try to check on social media real quick. Crash lap 1, Van Aert. Try to find some stuff within the last hour. Not seeing it. Not seeing anything really obvious there. There is something that did pop up though while I was looking at that. There is some controversy around yesterday's race. Fem Van Empel in the Women's Elite, she won her 3rd straight Cyclocross World Championships, beating out Lucinda Brandt. And what the article is saying, that on the very exciting final lap, there was one point where the two of them made contact, almost bringing each other down. Although she didn't say it was the reason she lost, post-race Brand vented her frustrations at the racing of Van Empel. I'm standing here very grumpy. It was a beautiful race in which we were evenly matched. Everybody knows that she would normally be the strongest, but I don't know what to think about the fact that it is necessary to ride someone into the fences. I honestly don't think that it was acceptable. So there's something to follow up on there. That's going to be interesting to see if there's any kind of after effects of that. So, all right, we are now. Oh, Wout van Aert is managing to keep that gap at 50 seconds. Nieuwenhuis has not been able to go with. He's down to 1:06 behind, so he's lost 16 seconds on Wout van Aert now, and Thibaut Nice in 1:09 behind. He is actually still very much alive for third after that. There's a big gap of 24 seconds down to Verstringen and Zweig, um, and that's really it. Yeah, everybody else. Oh, bit of a bit of a fall there. Managed to catch it pretty good. Wout van Aert having a moment there as he went around that corner. Looks like he had a little bit of a pedal strike, and then got a little hung up in his clip and had to unclip for a second. And here we go. So we are now on done with lap 5. And Vanderpool finished lap 5 in 7 minutes and 40 seconds. So another really fast lap for him. And now we're just going to have to see if Van Aert, so he's on lap 6. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how he can make up that time. He's still 50 behind, and we'll see here. This will be the, this will let us know. It seems a little less than 50, but I could be optimistic, overly optimistic. Mathieu van der Poel. Oh, okay, he's not quite there yet. Here we go. 55 seconds. So he did lose another 5 seconds there. But here you can see that Thibaut Nice and Joris Nieuwenhuis are neck and neck for third. So I think as we hit lap 6 here of 8, I think you're going to see these two guys really battle because it's just a ways back. We've got 5th and 6th here. That's for Verstringen and Zweig, and they are neck and neck. It's kind of a thankless position to be in, fighting over 5th and 6th. I'm not sure if it makes a huge difference for any of them. But you still got to keep fighting. You don't want to drop down. You don't want to lose a top 10. All right. Wout van Aert now going in, getting a new bike, or maybe they have an allotment of bikes. Does anybody know? Can you write in the comments below? Is that something that's common, that they have 2, 3, 4 bikes, or that have 2 and they have to keep cleaning them, interchangeably? So it's 20 seconds now. The gap from Van Aert to Nieuwenhuis and Nice is over 20 seconds. So again, I think the race for second is run. And that 20-second gap is exactly the gap that 2, 3, 4, 5 on lap 5. Van Aert was 21 seconds ahead of those two guys, and Van der Poel was 4 seconds faster than Van Aert as well. So Van der Poel is able to kick it up if he has to, and he's been riding very consistent. 724, 741, 750, 739, 740. So, and Van Aert 744, 744, 746, 744. I mean, that's pretty amazing to be within 2 seconds for all 4 of those laps. I mean, that's just amazing. And again, just goes to show that Van Aert's having a great race. Very likely will be second. But whatever happened on that first lap that cost him 45 seconds, he'd only be 17 seconds back now, and we'd have a race. So clearly that fall, whatever it was, like I said, I noticed on his side, and I think you can see it here a little bit as well. Maybe we'll see it when he comes around the next right-hander in front of us, or left-hander away from us. You can see there on his right side, there it is, left side, there was that torn section of his shorts. All right. Nieuwenhuis starting to put the pressure on Thibaut Nice. Thibaut Nice not quite in the same form that he was in 2 weeks ago. So, all right, guys, just hang on a second. I will be back in a moment. And we're back. All right, we're back. Sorry for that. I had to get water over there. When you're new to live streaming and this goes on for some time, I don't know what we're into it now. We're, oh, 40 minutes, 45 minutes in, 50 minutes in. Yeah, not used to talking that much that long. All right. So we are on lap 6. Um, and the gap from first to second is 1:01. Wout van Aert trying his best. Nieuwenhuis and Nice also not giving up. They're cut the lead again a little bit. They're down to 17 seconds away from Wout van Aert in second. So there's a battle for third, and maybe there's even going to be a battle for second if they can work together and try to catch up. You saw the shoulders moving quite a bit for Van Aert on that last straightaway. So there again, he's really working hard. A little more upper body movement than you might expect, but that's it's a tough one. It's a tough one right now. And when you ride alone, you don't get to switch off. Okay, third and fourth there, you got Nieuwenhuis and Thibaut Nice both doing a bike change on lap 6. And here we go, Van der Poel. Gotta love the bike too. I mean, just a sweet looking bike. Likes the white. And yeah, the bike handling skills are pretty amazing right there. Yeah, we're gonna try to get a little more light into this whole situation here. There we go. All right, nice to see all you folks. We are about an hour into our live stream. We are covering the World Championships in Cyclocross, the UCI World Championships, and the favorite is living up to the billing. Mathieu van der Poel from Holland is in first by a solid minute. And Wout van Aert, after what appears to be an earlier crash or some kind of issue that left him, as you can see there, with a torn set of shorts on his left upper thigh. Here you'll see it again if no, he's going the other way. Okay, but it's on his left side on the upper hip there. You probably get a bit there, you can see it. Van der Poel looking like he's working hard, but not killing himself, and he is through a slower lap, a 7:50 for that 6th lap, and he is still got a minute though, so we'll have to see when Van Aert comes through here if he was able to go any faster that lap. But these guys are pretty much like clockwork. They're right in that 7:40 to 7:50 lap time. So Van Aert's 6th lap was 7:56. And Nieuwenhuis and Thibaut Nice were at 8 minutes and 8:05. So a lot of the other guys are in that low 8s range. Van Aert's starting to struggle just a little bit there when I'm looking. We'll have to see. Here we go. Mathieu van der Poel. And now Wout van Aert, 1:01. So he's managed to keep the gap pretty much the same. And here we go. We're seeing, again with the lag between the live timing is live, and the YouTube stream that we are looking at here is delayed by about 20 to 25 seconds. So yeah, Thibaut Nice and Nieuwenhuis both did an 8:06 for lap 6, and they are 1:36 minutes back, so they've lost another 10 seconds to Wout van Aert, who's a minute behind Van der Poel. So I don't see any real changes happening first and second. The battle for third is going to be great. These two guys you see here, Joris Nieuwenhuis and Thibaut Nice, one from Holland, one from Belgium. That's been the story of the day. Belgians in first and fourth and eighth, and then, Dutch riders in first and fourth and eighth, and Belgian riders with all the other top 10, second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, ninth, 10th, and even 11th. My guy, Ellie Iserbeet, sadly, struggling a little bit down in 11th at 2:44 and probably will not crack the top 10 as he's good 15 to 20 seconds out of the top 10. Um, so, it's just whatever happened to Wout van Aert on that first lap. We're just going to have to wait and see afterwards in the interviews to find out if he got tangled with somebody. I didn't see it because sometimes they have that frontal camera angle for the sprint, and you just see these 50 bodies coming right at you, and then all of a sudden they turn, and the camera swings, and sometimes these guys are going so fast that maybe 35K or even 40K down that first straightaway to try to get positioned for the first turn, and then they just end up coming together. I mean, it's 50 guys, and maybe if it's only 8 or 10 in the beginning, they all try to get into some kind of a little tight turn there. Sorry, I got to get rid of that advertising. They try to go into that first tight turn, and I think when I recall, they went around the corner, and we had kind of a sun angle there. I just didn't see him go down. So whatever happened to Wout van Aert, we'll have to see later. Yeah, but this is the real battle. Number 4 is Joris Nieuwenhuis from Holland. Number 13 is Thibaut Nice from Belgium. And Thibaut Nice won the race, the World Cup race, 2 weeks ago in Benidorm in Spain. I was ready to go there. Just couldn't get away. I was actually in Valencia that week and had hoped to be able to get down to Benidorm. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive from Valencia down to Benidorm. Wasn't able to get going on that Sunday 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's too bad. I'm just going to have to see what the next race is going to be that's going to be closer here in Vienna. So not a lot of cyclocross races in Vienna and southern Germany. They tend to kind of stay to the Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, France. Again, this race is coming to us from Lieven in northern France. Again, we mentioned earlier, it's in way up in the north of France, maybe 10K south of Lille, 25K southeast of Dunkirk and Calais on the English Channel. So it's inland there. A beautiful day, 43 Fahrenheit, 6 Celsius, very little wind at 5 miles an hour or 8 kilometers an hour. All right. What we're seeing here is we're starting to see Thibaut Nice make a move. I mean, again, the timing, I want to see here. Look at that. Mathieu van der Poel has won this, will be his 5th time, 2020, 2021, not in 2022, then 2023, and last year in 2024. So what a great way for him to kind of start the season, to come out and just dominate. He's on that Canyon cyclocross bike, just a thing of beauty, and he's dominating. Wout van Aert is managing to keep the gap consistent. It's still about a minute 1. Thibaut Nice has made a move, though. He has actually broken away from Joris Nieuwenhuis by good 10 seconds. So 3rd place now. Thibaut Nice, trying to show that form that he had 2 weeks ago in Benidorm, like we were just saying, where he won. So good to see a move there. Van der Poel keeping that 1 minute gap on Van Aert. Van Aert about 25 or 26 seconds. This traverse, we've noticed it a couple times today when they're coming around this part of the lap. There's that bit of a traverse where they're really falling off to the side, a really steep slope there as they're going sideways, and they have to get the foot down to manage that. And I think we saw with Van Aert earlier just how much he was kicking clumps of mud off, because when you constantly have to put that left foot down, to hold yourself on the slope. It's really, it's going to happen. You're going to get gunk up in that clip area on your shoe. Um, so yeah, Nice is still trying to keep that gap of 9 or 10 seconds over Nieuwenhuis. There's nobody really behind Nieuwenhuis though. Emil Verstringen is in fifth, and he's a solid 35 seconds behind Nieuwenhuis. So I don't think fourth is a question for anybody else now, but the question is, as we go down, to the last couple of laps here, what's going to happen. Here we have Van Aert again, solid in second, 58 seconds back. Van der Poel just like a metronome, doing his laps pretty consistently. His last lap was a good bit slower. It was his slowest lap of the race at 7:58. But everybody's getting a little tired, and Van Aert was only able to pick up 2 seconds on that. He did have a bike change, so maybe he would have picked up 5 or 6 seconds, but they all got to do their bike changes. So yeah, lap 7, 7:58, the slowest lap of the race, by 8 seconds for Mathieu van der Poel. And here we have Van Aert keeping the gap at 58 seconds, 27 seconds up on Thibaut Nice now. And as he comes through, this is the end of his lap 7. We'll put him onto lap 8. Yeah, you definitely see the mud. Almost looks like he's got his hair hanging off the shoulder there, but it's just mud. And you can see here 56, 57, as he got through that control point at the start-finish line. So it's not going to be long now. Is it 8? Is it 8 laps? I'm trying to find out if it was 8 or if it's 9. Yeah, not exactly sure. Let me see if I can see the official program, the start list. Let's see if it says it on the start list. It does not say on the start list. Yeah, by the way, interesting start list for no. Oh, we had Van Aert getting another bike change there. So I'm looking at the entries for the men. I don't see where it says how many. We had 50 people starting from 15 nations. I did not see how many laps it would be. But we are definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 complete laps. So they're on lap 8. All the leaders, the top 10 now, I think, are probably all on lap 8. Yeah. Where are we? We are, the top 12 have already gone through there. So yeah, a lonely race at the beginning. Mathieu van der Poel put about 20 seconds into everyone else in the first lap of the race, and just built on that from the beginning and never looked back. And he's never looked in any type of distress. He's just doing his laps. He's being very consistent. Wout van Aert in second, 50 seconds back, so he is closing, but this could just be Van der Poel taking his foot off the gas a little bit. It's either the last lap or the second to last lap, and basically he is Wout van Aert is doing all he can to, to put a better end to this. He lost 45 seconds in the first lap, and now he's down only 50. So this would have been a race. Again, I really need to find out what happened. We didn't see it in the footage, um, but clearly, Wout van Aert went down, tore his shorts on his left hip side. Didn't look bloody or anything. Didn't even look dirty or muddy. It just looked ripped open. So don't know exactly what happened, but it cost him 45 seconds on the first lap, and actually now the gap's down to 43. So again, the timing here, you see the 43 that I'm getting is from the live timing. The footage that you're seeing is from the feed, the video feed, and you can see Mathieu van der Poel coming in for one more bike change. The gap still seems to be about 45 seconds. We'll see, because maybe Van Aert will come in and get a bike change too in a sec here. But the orange jersey of the Dutch, 4-time, soon to be 5-time world champion in cyclocross. Definitely living up to all the hype today. A start finish victory to be. Let's knock on wood, no jinxing. Here comes Van Aert wearing the 18 jersey. He's coming to get that bike, jumps off, 3-4 steps, he's back on, he's clipped in, and he is good to go. Definitely doing his level best. I'm seeing now 42-second differential in the live timing. Thibaut Nice was the Belgian champion this year, the European champion last year. He has a 9-second gap over Joris Nieuwenhuis, who's in 4th. That race is still up for grabs for bronze. Gold and silver are still seem to be pretty much a lock at this point, with just minutes to go. We are over an hour of elapsed time, so I'm pretty sure that this is the final lap, and we will see soon. So yeah, this is that traverse again. Boy, the sun is really coming in low at that angle now. 4:06. I know they're a little further west in the time zone, so I'm not exactly sure what their sunset time is, but I'm guessing it's probably not much past 5. So probably in the last hour of daylight there in Lieven in northern France. Sorry about the pop-up there, guys. We are back at the race. The gap from Van der Poel down to Van Aert is 40 seconds on the live timing. Van der Poel is through control point 12. Van Aert at 11. But he's opened up 33-second gap over Thibaut Nice. He's really pushing hard. I mean, look at that. He's dirty. He's got spit hanging out of his mouth. Good job. I mean, tough guy. Get back on the bike after whatever happened that first lap where he lost, 45 seconds. And here we go. This is it. This is the final straight. Mathieu van der Poel is going to be a 5-time world champion in cyclocross. Gives a little fist pump there. A little love for the fans. Gotta love that. You see it a lot. They all pound on the boards. It's something very cool to watch in the European cyclocross scene. You get a lot of really close access. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. So you have the victory here. Mathieu van der Poel, 5-time UCI Cyclocross world champ. Great way to start the year. A nice slow 8:24 for his final lap as we come through here. So it says 7 world titles. And here we have Wout van Aert once again, we're just going to have to see what happened on lap one that threw him back 45 seconds. Tips the cap there a little bit. And look at that 45-second gap. He lost 45 seconds on the first lap. So we're gonna try to find out later. We'll do a follow-up probably later on this evening to see what happened. But something definitely happened there. 45 seconds behind. Thibaut Nice comes across 106 back for third. Joris Nieuwenhuis in fourth. Thankless place at a World Championships, no medal. That's just tough. And now you're going to have a string of 4 other Belgian riders: Verstringen, Ertz, Van Torenhout, and Wizur. And then looking back, we got some people fighting for position here. The Belgians again. Really strong showing today with 7 of the top 10. 5th place goes to Emil Verstringen. 6th place goes to Toon Ertz. These guys are about 2 minutes back. Van Torenhout from Belgium as well, and Joran Wizur from Belgium in 8th. And then you have Lars van der Haar from the Netherlands in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Laurens Sweeck from Belgium. And he was, I think, as high as second for a while. He was right there in the beginning of the race for the first 2 or 3 laps. He was a guy. And now you have the Spanish. Is this the Spanish? Is this Loretz? Oh, look at him. Look at him and Dutch rider. Ryan Kamp just took him at the line. Here we go. I'm going to listen in to. Oh. All right, so they have cut the video feed. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop sharing on that. So there you have it. Once again, we're just going to go and give you the run through. Mathieu van der Poel wins his 7th total and 5 of the last 6 years. UCI Cyclocross World Championship. Wout van Aert, after a fall of some kind that resulted in a torn set of shorts on his left hip, lost 45 seconds on the first lap, ends up in second with the silver, 45 seconds back. Thibaut Nice, the winner from Benidorm from 2 weeks ago, ends up with the bronze in third after he was able to distance Joris Nieuwenhuis from Holland, who finished fourth. Emil Verstringen is the 5th place finisher, almost 2 minutes back, as is Toon Ertz, Michael van Torenhout, Joran Wizur, and then another Dutch rider, Lars van der Haar, and Laurens Sweeck in 10th. And there you have it. So that was the World Championships in Cyclocross for 2025. And we're brought to you from Lieven in France. Hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we will see you again next time. Bye for now.